All right, so we're returning to the winner's circle here with our One Punch Man versus battles, because this one was made possible by my awesome patron Luke H. Thank you so much for your support, my friend. Hope this video is good enough for what you wanted. Peak Red Garou, the Garou that we see in chapter 129, schooling Darkshine, going against Flashy Flash. Now, in order to really get into this as deep as I need to, I'm going to have to go into webcomic spoilers. So if you don't want to know what's going to happen past what the manga is currently on, I suggest you check out now. So on paper, this is an awesome matchup, but it's also really strange once you start dissecting it. You get like really deep into this matchup because there's like two pieces of dialogue and two different instances in the story that might have told us what the result of this match is. Like maybe that's one telling us like, hey, in case you were curious what would happen between these two exact characters that we're talking about in this video, it's likely that this character would win. Now, I don't know if that is exactly what he's telling us, of course. I mean, it could be, maybe not. Nothing's ever really definitive when you have, like, ambiguous statements, of course. So when Darkshine's talking to Garou after he tackles him, he says, "You have only been winning so far because of luck. Had you challenged Atomic Samurai, Tatsumaki, Flashy Flash, or King, you would have been dead before you even got to show off those techniques you worked so hard on." Now, the Garou that he had just tackled isn't Peak Red Garou, the one that we're using specifically in this video, but it's like the level right before that. This is right before he becomes Peak. So the discrepancy in their power isn't outrageous. It's kind of close, but still, does this mean that, like, more or less Darkshine knows for absolute sure after gauging the strength of Garou here that, like, I don't know, 9 times out of 10 possibly, he would lose to those heroes, or maybe even 10 times out of 10, with some of them, but I think that's maybe what Darkshine is telling us for sure, but like, what is 1 telling us? Is this open-ended? Are we supposed to take this for what it is? I don't know, because like I said, we're not really getting a gauge for the Peak Red Garou, which is, way different than this Garou. Anyway, going to the webcomic. So after Flashy Flash does the light speed fist to awaken Garou parries it, one of the craziest sequences in the series, and then he says afterwards, "Oh wow, your moves. If my old self faced you, it would have ended ugly for me." Now, old self, of course, refers to non-awakened Garou, but like, what form exactly does he mean? Like, old self, like right before he became it, like when he was like backhanding Golden S, that's pretty much as Peak Red Garou as you're gonna get. Is he talking about that? Like, would that Garou have ended ugly if he would have gone out against the speed of Flashy Flash? There's no way to say for sure. And also, let me also put it out there that, like, this is in the webcomic, and I fully expect this whole sequence and the dialogue to be replicated pretty much 100% in the manga, meaning that, Awakened Garou is going to say this. Now, is he going to give him more context in the manga? Like, specifically, the version of me that fought Darkshine and Golden S would have died if they would have fought you. I don't think he's going to go that into detail. But it goes back to the whole thing about open-ended. It's like, what does this mean? Because we need to dissect this, because like I said, this is the exact matchup we're looking at, and so far 2 instances are telling us that Flashy Flash is likely going to be the winner here. So I just want to put it out there that, this is a big thing, in case you were just like, well, Flashy Flash wins because they said so. It's like, maybe not, but of course we need to go deeper. We need to look at, Peak Red Garou's feats, and see if he can actually deal with Flashy Flash here. All right, so we don't really have to compare their speed, because I'll tell you right now, Flashy Flash is definitely faster than Peak Red Garou. Peak Red Garou doesn't have enough feats to remotely prove that he is as fast as Flashy Flash or even faster than him. And like I said, the 2 dialogues that we just went over is kind of like telling us right there that non-awakened Garou, regardless, is just probably not as fast as Flashy Flash. I think that's fair to say. But, how fast is Peak Red Garou in relation to him anyway? So if we go all the way back to, like, Hero Hunter Garou, he was able to, compete against EC Genos. So G4 Genos, the previous version of that, did that crazy speed feats against Sonic. So he wasn't exactly as fast as Sonic, but he was very close to being as fast as him. So does that mean that EC Genos, a clear definitive upgrade to G4, is as fast as Sonic? I don't know, remains to be seen, but he's faster than G4 Genos, we can assume, meaning that he's just as fast as Sonic, possibly. So Hero Hunter Garou was able to compete with that level of speed. Now, we're only going up from there, of course, because Hero Hunter Garou was probably like a high demon at that point. Doubt he was a dragon. He didn't even become like half red at that point. So if we're going all the way from like high demon Garou to high dragon Garou, then the speed has to be insane at this point, right? I mean, not Flashy Flash, but it's got to be like one of the fastest characters possibly, because like even if we go back to the Darkshine encounter, we see Darkshine like he's pretty braggadocious and confident, after he spears, tackles him through all that stuff, and he says the dialogue that we're talking about. But after that, once Garou evolves and we go to chapter 129, Darkshine cannot keep up with his speed at all, and it's actually kind of frustrating him. It's making him angry because of how fast he is. So, yeah, super, super fast, but still, nonetheless, not as fast as Flashy Flash, unfortunately. This brings us to, I guess, the ultimate question of this matchup, but it's like, can Red Garou parry or avoid the Flashy Slash? Because that's obviously what Flashy Flash is coming with. I think it's fair to say that he's going to try to take his head off immediately or cut him, whatever, like how he did Hellfire and Gale. It's like Flashy Flash only really fights one way. He's a ninja. It's like instant kill instantly. Like his sword's name is insta kill. He doesn't try to like do anything else. So can Garou stop this? And it's like, well, maybe not. All right. Now also keep in mind that I kind of have to mix webcomic and manga continuity, to get to the bottom of this battle. And it gets a little weird at that point, but I'm sure Luke doesn't mind. But Awakened Garou, parried the Flashy Fist, or the Lightspeed Fist as they call it in the webcomic. And come on, I guess it's got to be just as fast as the Flashy Slash. I assume that is a Flashy Slash without the sword. So, same speed. He parried this. Now, does that mean that he had to parry it? Could he have, like, evaded it, possibly? But still, like, right after this is when we go back to the other dialogue. I was talking about how it's like, if my old self would have faced you, it would have ended ugly for me. So, is there that much of a power difference between Peak Red Garou and Awakened Garou? Because, like, the Red Garou that fought Golden S. Of course, we didn't see the fight, but they were moving so fast. They were, like I always say, they were Dragon Ball Z fighting. Okay. So does that even mean that that level of speed cannot parry or avoid a Flashy Slash? I don't know, because like we still don't even know how fast Golden S is truly. Maybe even once he gets to the manga, we'll never truly know, because he won't have any like real definitive feats that we can compare other things to. But man, this is like such an unanswerable question at this point. I mean, like I said, once we get all of this stuff in the manga, maybe it'll be more apparent. But right now, I don't know. And honestly, in my heart, I feel like Peak Red Garou maybe can't stop the Flashy Slash. And now that I'm not messing around when I say that, because Garou's my favorite character. Man, I gotta keep it real here. I thought that Silverfang could, and I think that's fair to say given his feats, especially from the OVA, which I think is probably canon for the most part, but I know for sure that Garou is not on the level of skill of Bang, especially not when he's not Awakened Garou. So I'm going to have to give this one to Flashy Flash. I don't want to. I want Garou to win, but like, man, it's just not looking good right now for Garou, unfortunately. So yeah, I guess Flashy Flash wins this one based off of just everything that we talked about, I suppose. I mean, like, let's just say he doesn't have his sword, then Garou would probably win, right? Because, like, he can deliver some serious blows. Flashy Flash can. He has some serious skills. We saw him go against Saitama, and, he kind of dodged some of Awakened Garou's, at least one of them, and he took 2 shots from him as well. So he has some great durability, some great endurance. So he could go tit for tat with Peak Red Garou for a little bit, but, come on, at that point, that's Garou's game, and he's going to defeat Flashy Flash in a straight hand-to-hand combat. Like, he's so powerful. We saw what he was doing to Darkshine. Like, he would definitely do this to Flashy Flash, regardless of how fast he is. I mean, the sword is the equalizer here. I will say that. That is why Flashy Flash is winning 100%. But, it's a part of his thing. So, yeah, Flashy Flash wins. And, I don't know, maybe you disagree, and that's fine. If you think Garou wins, go for it, bro. But that's how I see it. And, Yeah, so thank you again, Luke H, for your awesome support. I truly appreciate it. And if you like the video, guys, please give it a like. And yeah, check out the Patreon. You know, you can make some video requests on there. While that tier is still available, it might go up in price. We'll see what happens. But also, please subscribe to the channel and have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.